Yo, Bo! Welcome to another edition of Vehicle Vlogging with MightyFan, right? Another in the life. You know what I just did? I got a hat on eBay, and after I hit purchase, it went through! Oh, what a novel concept that is. No, we'll get into the last couple vids, right? The frustrations with good old Hat Club and their drops. Once I start driving, but I do have a little pickup here, a little pickup, right? What would MightyFan be without the pickups? We got lids, because I was able to get a hat from lids. I actually did purchase a few things from Hat Club, but not during the drop because I couldn't. But here's the hat. We got that 1980 Champions right there in the trucker mesh style, which I can take or leave it, but I will be at the game. At least I plan on being at the game with the powder blue on the bottom. Oh my! This Thursday night, the Phillies are actually going to be doing Alumni weekend, and I think they had this planned for 2020, but the COVID kind of put the kibosh on that. But they're going to do a little 1980 reunion for the different players, including Pete Rose, who will be in attendance. That's pretty cool, right? And he should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. But it's what you do on the field that puts you in the Hall of Fame. But anyhow, I digress from that. Two of the members of the 80 team will be going up on the Phillies Wall of Fame, including Shake and Bake McBride, number 21. He'll be going on to the Wall of Fame. That's a jersey I still want to get. Good old Shake McBride jersey. He was one of the outfielders of the 80 championship. Philadelphia Phillies, who are still in wild card contention right now, and I have no idea why they didn't go after Andrew Benintendi. I mean, the Yankees got him for basically a couple cab drivers, so I don't know why the Phillies were kind of were just asleep at the wheel on that one. Hopefully, they got something up their sleeve. I do expect them to do a move or two or three, perhaps. We'll see. Probably about a move or two, I would imagine, by the deadline, which is coming up real soon. I'm hoping under that deadline Christmas tree, we can find a center fielder and a starting pitcher, perhaps another reliever. I do not want to see Jeurys Familia again. I just, you start getting the shakes when he comes onto the mound. It's like, oh, why him? Even a 6-run lead against the hapless Pirates wasn't safe the other night when they just barely, because of him, got away with a win. But they did win the first two in the series, an extra inning 4-2 win last night. A big center field bomb by Rhys Hoskins in the 10th inning, put them up 4-2, and that's how they won. They're still alive for the wild card. Let's keep it that way. All right, so, fellas, in the Phillies front office, you got some work to do. You got some work to do to get some more players here, okay? You went over the luxury tax. Thank you again for that. That was great. You got to keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. Anyhow, speaking of get going, I should get going, right? We got to make our way home from the KOP Mall. Made a little purchase at Lids. Actually saw that hat the other day, and I thought about it. I we'll be having a visitor over this weekend and week. My buddy Big Slim will be coming. I won't divulge into what the news was, but I got some difficult news about my mom this past week. She's still fine. She's doing okay, but potential news, and he's, being the good friend he is, he's going to come over and spend a bit of time, because I can certainly use the company. And thank you again to Slim. And my way of saying thank you, I'm going to treat him to the Phillies game on Thursday night, a game I wanted to go to anyhow, because of the Phillies are going to be giving out replica 1980 championship Mike Schmidt rings, because you need that, right? So I do have a few rings in the collection, of course, Super Bowl 52. And the 08 World Series, which are the two championships I've seen. And, of course, the others were I was either too young, like in 1980, or I wasn't even around, like the Flyers. could have had Johnny Gaudreau. But no, we don't know what we want to do. We're just gonna. So anyhow, the that's a pretty cool giveaway that the Phillies will be doing, part of Alumni Weekend. Of course, as I said, 2 members of the 80 team on the Wall of Fame this weekend, included to the Wall of Fame, which is pretty extensive. No, Eddie, I don't think Dubal Herrera is ever going to make his way under the Phillies. If they had a wall of shame, like in one of the bathrooms or something, he would be a first ballot guy to put on there. No questions asked. Him, Adam Eaton, you know, whoever else you want to throw in there. There's been a long list of Phillies that could make their way onto that one, right? Quite a few over the years. But anyhow, that's going to be a cool weekend. It's always cool, you know, to see a group of players who won a title. And in Philly, as we know, we don't get too many of them. So it's nice when they're honored to have the whole team. Now, I myself would be a little more in the feels for the 08 team, because I saw that team. I was at the parade. You know, I have that connection. But 80 obviously was a great year. Their first title in franchise history, wearing these beautiful colors right here, the baby blue and maroon and white. You know, it's cool. You know, they're going to have as many members of that team back this next weekend. Right now they're in Pittsburgh, as I said, and, you know, unlike the Flyers with the Penguins, the Phillies know how to beat that Pittsburgh team. Which, by the way, Mike Ciotti, you know, you know, I know you got us in hockey, okay? I understand that, but, you know, the team Club Med, I mean the Penguins, you know those signs at the amusement parks where you have to be this tall to ride, right? So with the Penguins, I guess you have to be this certain age to join the team. Or they'll bring you back if you're at this certain age. My goodness, but no, they've obviously had a lot more success than I can say for my beloved Flyers. And as I told Mark M. and then the captain, Jason, I don't know when we're going to hoist the cup. I have no idea. That might be, I might be a lot grayer than I am right now. I want to see them win it at least once. I don't know when it's going to be. It's not going to be within the next God knows how many years. But someday, right? Anyhow, I digress from that. You know, so we really can't have much to say about the Penguanos, right? But the Pirates. Philadelphia does have it over Pittsburgh in baseball since 1979. Phillies have been to, what, like 5 World Series. They've won 2 of them, rather, 80 and 08. They've had a lot of, and the Pirates have, yeah. There's a guy I know at work who's he's Pittsburgh. He's a huge Steelers and Pirates. He's a Sixers fan, but he's a huge Steelers and Pirates and Penguins, and he gets on me a lot about hockey. But baseball, even though the Phillies haven't made the playoffs in 10 years, we still have it on them. Beautiful ballpark, though. I would like to make it over to PNC Park someday. But we got Pittsburgh in baseball. We do, and we're gonna playoffs this year. You gotta make moves. How do you let them go to the Yankees? The Yankees, the best team in the American League. You let him go there for scraps? No. Center fielder would have fit. Leadoff hitter would have fit a lot of need. No. I hope they got something. Anyhow, I do want to give a quick shout out before I hit the road officially here to another YouTube content creator from Philly. His name is the Philly Captain, not to be confused with my buddy Jason, the Captain from WIP, right? The Philly Captain, I just stumbled across his videos this week, and let me tell you, he's so entertaining. He does videos from Phillies games. He does a lot of vlogs where he's either motoring on a scooter or walking around areas in Philadelphia. He'll give you a little history about the different locations and all. Very cool, very colorful character. And he's a big Flo Rida fan. So here we are, right? The Philly Captain, shout out to you. You're certainly a treasure in our area, and keep doing your thing. And you know, keep bringing us a lot of you know, great vids and showing that, you know, that the love to the city that us Philadelphians and even people who live a little outside the city love so much. And, you know, great stuff. So, sup to him if you haven't already done so. And, you know, it's very cool. I think he's part of the Fandemic crew too, I believe. So, doing good stuff with those great fans, the Fandemics. Anyhow, let's hit the road, right? We're gonna hit the road. I'll turn the lights off here. We're gonna hit the road. I get my. All right, we're ready. Hit the road in the MightyMobile again, which is, you know, dipped into my wallet lately. There's been some issues that I've had to get taken care of with the vehicle, but hopefully there won't be anything else for a while. Just weird stuff, you know. It's not even that old of a vehicle, but it just, you know, it was saying, you know what, I need some help. It's certainly not as old as those players on the Penguins are. But no, I yeah, so had to dip into the wallet a little bit. But all good now, you know, as long as we're running. And I have no idea where that guy's going because he had to turn. Oh, this guy's coming. It's always an adventure here in the parking garage at the KOP Mall. Someone had a turn signal on, wasn't turning. Next guy had the turn signal on, started to turn as I was driving. That's okay. We're doing good. I need my glasses. It is going to be so hot this coming week. We've already had some weather, some hot weather, okay? But I know it's going to be hot at the ballpark, so I saw that mesh trucker hat. I'm like, and it had the 80, you know, as I showed you, World Series champs. So I'm like, yeah, that works for this game and beyond. Lord knows I have a lot of 1980 jerseys in the collection, or throwback Phillies jerseys. And I love this color. The powder blue is still my favorite Phillies uniform and jerseys of that era, even though the current one they wear is the one that I've seen most of my life, them in, and they won the 08 World Series in. But you know, just something about the old uniform and the old fat P that just it's kind of shaped like me. So, you know, it's it definitely has the feels about that one, right? I'm like built like the Fanatic, okay? So, you know, built for comfort, not for speed. As many people were walking past me in the mall. Yeah, you know, I had a little meal there. It was quite tasty. Yeah, of course I got the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A because, you know, you have to if you see them. I'm on my way home now. I got a really cool hat on eBay just before I started filming. Wait till you see this logo. And yes, I'm sorry to say the snacks. It's another Oriole hat, because how many Oriole hats and jerseys do I needed another one. Snacks, I'm telling you, you have to understand these things. That's all. Wait till I've never seen this Oriole logo. Wait till you see this thing. You talk about a mean looking bird. My goodness, this thing's ready for a fight. This thing's ready. So I will show that in a future pickup vid. I've started to get some stuff. You know, I did mention about Hat Club, and I know I was in my feels with Hat Club, and I know people were mentioning to me about the invisible button that you have to hit when after you do the CAPTCHA. All right, just alone that there's an invisible button. I think that's really all you need to know about these, right? I will try my best, if I'm ever in a situation like that again, to search for the invisible button. But anyhow, there's still a lot of good hats from that drop sitting, and 2 of them I was able to get, though they haven't shipped yet. I guess they're still processing all the orders, right? I did get the Sixers, the Phillies Sixers hook, which I thought was a really good looking hat, and I think it's different than the original one they did, which I didn't get. The first one I ever got for that type of deal was Pro Image, because they did a version of it last year, I believe, and I picked that up, and it works well with the black Sixer jerseys from the Iverson era, basically, and this one does too. And I also got the Florida Marlins Miami Heat hook. However, I kind of look at that hat as a bit of an Easter egg. And I say that because, yeah, it goes with the Miami Heat, but it also goes with the Florida Panthers. So I have a Pavel Bure Panthers jersey, which I'm pretty sure that hat's going to go real nice with. And it's a Florida Marlins hat and a Florida Panthers jersey. So you got the Florida. Miami, I get it. It's a hook. But, you know, the Florida Marlins and the Miami, or the Florida Marlins and the Miami Heat. All right, the colors go. It works. But I think it's going to go even that much better with the Florida Panthers. That's why I really wanted that hat. It really, to me, it was more for Panthers than Heat. It goes with the Heat. I see the hook for it. But I just think Panthers more when I see that hat. But I have to get it in hand and put it with the jersey. And there's some others. I like the Diamondbacks ones. I do have one from the initial drop years ago. And I like some of the other ones, including that orange one that people seem to hate. But I think that you put that together with the white Fireball jersey. Ooh. Oof. So I hope to get that one. There's a Mariners one that goes with the older, you know, the Arc Sonics jerseys from Captain Payton and you know, Tom Chambers and Xavier McDaniel, you know, that era. And the Cavs, you know, the funny thing to me is the Cleveland hat, because when that was part of the original crossover, you know, whatever they called it, the collection. Now it's Cool Fashion. I think it was like the Diamond Crossover Collection was the first thing they named it. And that Cleveland hat, I remember years ago, was one of the more popular ones from that set. And now people were kind of panning it. People were like, it's not that good. I mean, there's nothing wild about it. It's like the Cleveland C, because obviously you can't use the Chief, you know, Wahoo logo. But it's the Cleveland C, and it's got the All-Star logo with the, you know, from some years ago with the guitar. On as a side patch. Again, you compare that to some of the other crazy logos and side patch logos. Yeah, it doesn't stand out as much, but I remember that was one of them that I kind of wanted originally, and it sold, and you know, it was one of those that, you know, when it hit the resale market, people wanted crazy numbers for it. So it's still there. I might have to grab that. Now that's for the Splash Cavs jerseys, all right? So that's like, you know, Kemp and Terrell Brandon and that kind of era, right? Mark Price wore that jersey too, but you think of Mark Price more for the older Cavs jerseys, right? Right? Stacks will tell you. So that's his guy. So that hat, they did the Chicago White Sox for the Bulls, which works really nice. You know, that might happen at some point. You know, they have some other, they did the Tigers for the Pistons. I have one that Pro Image did some years ago. I don't think I really need too many of those. You know, there's others that are kind of hanging around. I kind of wish some of those, the Timberwolves ones. I do have the one. I have the one, basically, the KG rookie, the, you know, Isaiah Ryder. I have that one. But the other one that was part of the original set with the TC, you know, that one kind of moved. And obviously the most recent one they did I couldn't get last weekend. But there's some good ones still sitting there. I'm, you know, and the Denver Nuggets, the Rockies Mountain. That's another one. When that set originally came out some years ago, when it was the Diamond crossover set, because at that time the Mountain logo was one of the big. Everyone wanted that logo. So that hat sold out right away. I think that was one of the first ones that sold out in that set. And now it's like all sizes. So it just shows you just a few years later what the pecking order becomes, right? But that hat I'm going to have, I would like to get, because I have the Carmelo Anthony authentic that Mitchell and Ness made of the alternate navy blue with the yellow nuggets. So I might have to get that hat to hook for that jersey. So if I get to more from that in a bit, probably be the Rockies Nuggets and one of those, probably the Diamondbacks Suns. still thinking that orange one. I know it's gaudy as hell, and people don't seem to like that one. And it's weird because people like a lot of wild-looking hats. But, you know, to each his own. I like it. I'd like to put that with the white Fireball Barkley that I own. Shout out to Rivalry Sportswear. And I think it's more of a hook also for more of their current orange jersey as their statement jersey. The little mini Fireball they have going on that one, but I don't have one of those jerseys. I like them. I wouldn't mind getting a Devin Booker or a CP3 someday, and if I ever do, that hat will go with that too. But I still look at it. I still think anytime I think of Suns jerseys, that's the first that comes to mind is the Fireball. And they'll be wearing it again this season, which is cool. I know a lot of teams are wearing their 90s jerseys. The Pistons are bringing back the horse head. Like I said, the Fireball's coming back. I know it's only a matter of time before the Sixers do the Black Iverson era jerseys again. I know Snacks has said this, and I agree. I think it would be cool if they wore the 96 jersey, the Iverson rookie year jersey with the Greek lettering, Sixers on the front. Because, you think of that jersey, you think of AI rookie, right? That's an iconic Sixer jersey. But I can definitely see them, for sales reasons alone, bringing back the black ones with the Sixer swoosh on the front. And, you instantly think Iverson with that jersey. It's almost like no other Sixer ever played in that uniform. And look, there were some decent players who played in that uniform, but Iverson obviously was at the top of the top. So that jersey I can definitely see them making. I don't know if it will be this year. You never know. I don't think they've leaked out. I think there was one jersey that kind of got leaked that had what was it, like Brotherly Love or something like that, City of Brother, whatever it was, Brotherly Love on the front of it. But it was kind of a pixelated image, so you really couldn't tell what exactly it was. So we'll see. That might be their City Edition one for this year. It would be cool if they brought back the Iverson and black era, the Iverson era black jerseys with the swoosh Sixers. Look, that's the last jersey they wore when they went to a finals. So it's only been 20 plus years. Oh, I hope they get there again soon. Get out of the damn second round. So yeah, so I did grab a couple. I was still miffed about the Nationals hats, and it is what it is. But as I've always said in this game, you're either going to hit or you're going to miss, and those were definitely misses for me. So this area of this stretch here of Montgomery Avenue was closed for a long time. They were renovating the road here, and there's a rock that I just passed by, which back in colonial time, George Washington and his troops walked by, so they can never remove that rock. So they kind of build the road around the rock. So that's a pretty famous rock back there. So, but when this opened, and I first started driving, I didn't see the rock at first. I'm like, what, did they get rid of the rock? And then, not Dwayne Johnson, but the rock, did they get rid of the George Washington rock? And nope, sure enough, it came by again, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's good. That's like one of those historical landmark type of things. So we're not too far from Valley Forge. It's not too far from here, so. I'm kind of taking it back. There's a stretch of Montgomery Avenue that they still need to fix. It feels like I'm driving on Mars if I drive on it. It's just... it's like, when are you guys going to fix this part of it? But, so this way's a little more smoother, better on my tires than that other way is. Oh my God. I thought about stopping at Acme on the way home, but I think I'll hold off on that for now. They had this egg salad sandwich. I'm an egg salad man, okay? So they had this egg salad sandwich at Acme, which I had a couple weeks ago, and it was outstanding. Really good to me, it was almost like the Lee's Hoagies of egg salad sandwiches. It really was that good for me. I enjoyed that. It was good egg salad. They had some lettuce, onion, and tomato on there. And I put my own little seasoning on top. Ooh. I went yesterday to the Acme I got it from, it was this area near me called Narberth. And they didn't have it yesterday. And I went to the Acme, I got it. So I don't know if they have it at all Acme's or if it was just a Narberth thing. Because the Acme's, they all have delis in them now, so they all have, they've had it for a while, but they all have delis. And that egg salad sandwich, oh, good roll. And for those of you who don't really quite understand, what makes a hoagie or a sandwich, if you're going to put it on a sandwich, on a roll, is the roll. You can't have a bad roll. If you have a bad roll, it's no go. It's just not good. So you need the roll. And the roll that they used for the egg salad sandwich was real good. And like I said, everything in it was real good. And it wasn't a sloppy, like sometimes you'll eat an egg salad and the egg salad like falls, like there's more egg salad that hits your plate that actually goes in you from the sandwich, And I like to be a bit of a clean eater myself. I don't like my food getting all over the place when I'm eating. And particularly if I'm wearing a jersey, which I'm very careful with. You notice no jersey today. So a lot of times if I know I'm going somewhere I'm going to eat, I'll just go with a shirt and what. Not that I want to get this messed up, but you know what I mean. You have to be careful. So I don't like the food. So Acme did it, and it pretty much stayed in, and it was a lot. They weren't they weren't lenient with the egg. It was almost like a two-hand sandwich, but it stayed in there. Oh, it was good. So I do want to go to some other Acme's. Now, my supermarket of choice is Giant. I'm a Giants man, okay? Not the football team. Not even as much the baseball team. Shout out to Bay Area and Reds. But I like Giant, the supermarket. I've always gone. Now, when I was growing up, it was Super Fresh. It was Pathmark. When you had Giant coming in, Acme was always there. But Acme, I think, has some stuff that's cool because they have like unique stuff that you're not going to find at Giant, and then Giant will have some stuff that you're not going to find at Acme. Get all choked up over this. But Acme, I'll tell you one thing. If that egg salad is at all Acme's, Acme takes over. Giant, you have to step up your game. If that's the case, and I find that egg salad sandwich at different Acme's near me, oh, okay, Acme becomes the go-to then. Plus, they make a good chocolate chip cookie. Acme does a good soft, chewy chocolate chip cookie, and during Eagles season, they have it in an Eagles bag, which is always a nice added plus. So, they haven't made Phillies bags yet. Acme is, I think, though, Giant's more the official Phillies sponsor for supermarkets. In fact, I remember some years ago, they used to have peanuts in like a little Phillies bag. And they had a Phillies-themed M&Ms at Giant, the M&Ms bag. I still have the bag. But they have yet to do Phillies cookies. If they could do little Phillies bag, you can go the old school logo if you want. Because usually, if you eat a lot of cookies, the fat pea is appropriate for that because you're gonna get fat. You too could look like the Phillies old school pea. And put the Fanatic on them. You could look like the Fanatic if you eat enough of these. Fanatic brand cookies. I know I've said this before, but the Fanatic and I share the same established year, 1978. The Fanatic, me, and Michael Myers, the killer, not the
incoming call. Press Uconnect phone button to answer.
Speaking of the captain, there he is. I want to call him back then. I want to call him back. If it was my mom or something, I would have to. But Jason, you're just going to have to wait.
Phone call completed.
Sorry, Jason. I'll call you when I get home. Yeah, Michael Myers, the horror star, not the Austin Powers star. So make sure I'm still recording. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So that was the captain who just tried to call me. People need to know when I'm recording. Don't call me when I'm recording. You know, that's a no-no. But, you know, Jason, you know, we want to keep the spirits up. You know, with the, you know, hope for the playoffs, right? And then we got Eagles coming up. We got the open practice next Sunday. The only open practice that the Eagles are doing. I don't know why they're only doing one, but they're only doing one. I'll be there with Slim next Sunday. That's right. Go Bird season is almost here. Got the season of the fan coming up. My series for the Eagles. You got the Festive Four, the weekly 4-pack of pick'ems. But yes, back to the supermarkets. Yeah, I like Giant, but Acme too. I have to still get over to ShopRite. ShopRite's one that I've been sleeping on. I have to. There's a ShopRite not far from here. I'm also a dollar storesman. Yeah, I'm a Dollar Treesman. I like going there because you get a lot of nice selection of drinks, and they're cheaper, you know, than if you get them at Giants or Acme. Yeah, you can catch a sale at Giant and Acme or whatever, but I like going to Dollar Tree because you can find a lot of different drinks and stuff like that when you're out and about. What I'll do usually when I'm in the office, I'll take a couple drinks with me, you know, to have there, and obviously have stuff at home. I picked up a 6-pack of Mike's. I'm not a big beer drinker. You wouldn't guess it by my waistline, but I'm not a big beer drinker. But I like Mike's. Mike's is my speed. Like, I like Mike's and the Twisted Teas, that type of stuff, you know? Although I did get recently the Yuengling Philly, the old school, the Fat P Phillies logo on the can, basically because I wanted the can. And the same, I got a 6-pack at Acme. I got a 6-pack of Acme cheaper than one beer at the Phillies game. Same beer, same can, same everything. But obviously at the game they tax. And I got the 6-pack at Acme cheaper than one can of beer at the Phillies ballpark. Not that I'm hating on the ballpark. Listen, they have a lot of great food and a lot of great selection, and the prices are, you know, but you're gonna get taxed at ballparks. You know, any stadium. Stadium food is the most expensive for just normal food, you know. But yeah, you know, you're there. There's still things I like to get. I still like to get my boardwalk fries there. I'll get a little pretzel, a little the pretzels, you know, stick basically, and then a rod or whatever, you know, the longer soft pretzel, you know, twisted pretzel there. They do have regular soft pretzels too, but this one stand I usually go to, they don't have the regular, you know, shaped soft pretzel. They got the twisted stick basically, which I had yesterday from Acme. But and you know, it's weird. I usually on a pretzel I like to put the mustard, or if I'm at home, I like to put the sriracha sauce on there. I like things spicy, all right? So I'll do that. But at the ballpark, I usually don't put any. I usually, and it's not just because if I'm wearing a jersey, but usually I just eat it as is. I don't put any condiments on there. Pause. I don't put. That's. Yeah. Oh, that guy dropped the bag. That was dangerous. Condiment, I said. I don't put any of those on the pretzel on the soft pretzel at the ballpark, but I do when I'm at home. I'm an odd person. What can I say? It is what it is. This stage of life, you just go with it, you know. But I like my soft pretzels. I like my boardwalk. I still have to try the Manco and Manco pizza there. They just started selling that there this year. And I still have to, that's boardwalk pizza for those who don't know, right? So I gotta get that sometime. Good thing I already ate, otherwise I'd be getting hungry right now. There's Acme right there. So I gotta check that Acme sometime in their deli section to see if they have the egg salad sandwich in there. Oh, that was a tasty item. Oh my goodness. Woo! I really hope it wasn't like just a one-time thing. That's what sucks the most. When you find something you really like, and it's just, they just happen to get it in that day and that's it, right? No more. So I don't remember seeing an egg salad sandwich like that at Acme before. They had the little slider rolls, with egg salad on there, but not on that kind of roll. Boy, was it good. That's all I could think about. But it's like I need that again. So there's like 3 or 4 Acmes in this area. So I think I'm gonna do a little egg salad sandwich hunt one of these days and see if that was just a Narber thing or if that was a whole deal Acme thing. I need that sandwich again. Oh. So yeah, a couple pickups, couple things. Like I said, I ordered a couple things from Hat Club that haven't shipped yet. I did get in. I know I said in the last video, I was amazed at how quick it came. The one item that didn't ship out on eBay shipped out. And I got it. It came from California in like 2 days. It was crazy. Because it was from a seller I bought from before. I wrote him, not mean or anything, but just said, hey, I bought from you before. Just, wondering if this is going to ship out or... And he was like all apologetic. Oh, no, I'll get it out. If you see anything else you want, I'll give you a deal. And, good seller. It is what it is. I understand. Things happen. Can't always expect things right away, and I never do. But, because I bought from him before and I knew he was pretty quick about getting stuff out, I was just wondering why it was taking a few extra days. But I got it in the mail yesterday. My goodness. From California. I was like, wow. They put it on the on a jetpack. Did they get that on the Fiero from the latest Fast and Furious movie? Send that over. The Fiero. Fiero with a jetpack. That's how you know that series has gone on for a bit of time and they're kind of running out of ideas for vehicles. A Pontiac Fiero. But I got that in. I got I did get that it's the craziest damn thing. So I got a couple hats from New Era, and the package was sent out, and it got to Philly and it kind of stayed there for a few days. I don't know why. So I put in a claim, because at this point it's almost been a week. I put in a claim with UPS, and they must have taken it right to my post office, and then I got it like the next day. So see, sometimes it helps if you just, you get your voice out there. Hey, what's going on here? And so I got that package in, 2 nice hats. I'll show you them and the other pickups in the next pickup vid. And I picked up an older run Mitchell & Ness jersey. Got a good deal on that. That would be coming in. And a couple hats, because, what else would I get? And so a few things filtering in, and yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on. I'm actually going to pass by my old house pretty soon. I'm going to pass by my old house because why not? Spent most of the years of my life in that old house before I got my own place. The mean streets that I grew up on. Right? Now I noticed that I can't take videos over an hour on my phone. I don't have that kind of space, so I gotta make sure I'm not going to an hour. I gotta be careful, otherwise it shuts down. Here's my old, you can't see it, but my old house is right over there. Hello, old house. I'm a little miffed though, they don't put out Halloween stuff. That's, yeah, I'm a Halloween guy. So, you know, the old house without Halloween decors, when we get to Halloween time, that's a little, I haven't said anything, and I don't think I ever will, because that would be creepy. But, I mean, you know, at least put out a jack-o'-lantern or something. You gotta do something. My spirits, like, kind of haunt that place down. If they don't, it's, I'm not responsible for what my spirit does down the road, okay? Where's the Halloween stuff? Be careful, they'll call the Ghostbusters on me. Then I'll steal Ecto 1. Even in spirit form. I always wanted this vehicle. I do love that car. No, nothing against you. I just my current vehicle, but I do love the that's like the dream car for me is Ecto 1. People make them. I don't know how much that costs. I would imagine it would cost more than a few Mitchell & Ness jerseys and hats. So I don't know if if that would ever. But Slim asked me the question. He's like, hey, is there anything that you would sell your whole collection for? I tell you what, Ecto 1, that like a custom done Ecto 1, that would, you know, when I get to a certain age, that might be something to I would do some thinking on. I can't commit to it. I can't say now that I would definitely do it, but that would get my attention. That might get the attention a little bit. Again, I can't commit to it right now. But that would, you know, tooling around that with the siren on, and, you know, that would just bring me so much joy. It would annoy the hell out of the neighbors, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. It's not every day you have an Ecto 1 in the driveway. Oh, we're almost home. Get a nice cold drink. Anticipate the arrival of Slim at some point. Call Jason. Call the captain back. Not to be confused with the Philly captain. But again, subscribe to him on YouTube. Does great work for us Philly folk here, right? All right, in the driveway we go. I'll leave some space for the... Can you believe that... see, the neighbors... Okay, so they have their vehicles in the driveway. I had my vehicle in the driveway. And the mail wouldn't deliver a package once. Because they said they couldn't get... You couldn't walk between the cars, really. So now I make sure I give them room. Because I'm expecting a package today. So they can't make an excuse of not being able to get to the door. Oy vey. Anyhow, I am home and I've gone on for 44 minutes. Not bad, not bad. That's about the normal time for MightyFan in his videos, right? But as always, thank you for watching this little hodgepodge of whatever. We talked about some sports, we talked about some pickups, we talked about some grocery stores and food. And the age of the Penguins. And the Flyers are going to suck for quite a while, but you know, it is what it is. That's it. My mouth is parched. I gotta get a drink. I gotta just fill a cup with ice and let it just But actually, I think I have a bottle of my flavored water in there. I think I'll have that. I have an orange crush flavored water in there that I I think I'm gonna down when I get in there. But thanks as always for watching. Thanks for all the support as always. What do you always gotta do? You gotta leave those likes. I want to see a lot of likes. A lot of likes, even from you Penguin fans, all right? Because I know you're. Hey, I get it. You got the Pirates to deal with. I know. Hopefully, we'll whip up on them a couple more times this weekend. But you have to leave the likes. You have to subscribe, and if you haven't already done so, hit the bell icon so you get alerted to all future content from yours truly. Again, this is MightyFan saying goodbye for now. I will see you in the next one. Maybe Slim will be in the next one. You never know. You never know. All right, everyone, take care.